Okay guys, today I'm going to explain my Roth IRA strategy using statistics, and today we're going to be learning how to make $25,000 a month and even maximum of $300,000 a year, guys. This is not fake. I'll be explaining this using statistics backed by facts, guys. I'm really excited for this one, and we'll get back into it now. All you need is $20 a day, guys. It's less than $20. It's $19.1 a day, guys. This is not fake. We're getting into this right now. I'm so excited for this video. So let's start it off. So for some people's Roth IRA, the main example of it used for a very long time has been this 3-fund portfolio example, where you have the 65% stock market, you have some bonds and international stocks. But the thing is, we don't want that. International stocks tend to underperform the market, and U.S. bonds just don't get as much growth as U.S. stocks. And even the underperforming U.S. stocks like small caps, we don't want that either. Then we got guys like my friend Marcos that's vouching for this new 3-fund portfolio: VU, a baseline, a dividend stock, and growth stock, QQQ, which is getting closer, but that's similar to what we want, but that's not exactly what we want. So what do we want, guys? The 30%'s there. I'll get into that in a second. But let's start off. We have to explain the basics of a Roth IRA, guys. So before we can get into anything else, you need to know what a Roth is. You can put a maximum of $7,000 in, because this is the most powerful brokerage account in the world. It is tax-free savings. The government believes you make at least $7,000. That's why it maxes you out at this. So there's no other account in the world that gets you like this. So when we buy or sell any assets, you pay $0 on it. The 30% right here. What is the 30% for? In a regular brokerage account, you sell anything. Don't even have to take it out. You sell anything, it's going to cost you at least 30% because of capital gains tax and income tax. Okay? So, next. How does it work when you want to take money out? People think you can't take money out of a Roth IRA. That's wrong. You see that little piece right here? That's contribution. Whatever you put in, you can take out. This little line, whatever you put in, you can take it out. You just can't take out the growth. But there are some exceptions, like $10,000. You can take out $10,000 for a house or anything. So if you really need that money, so you can take your money out. It's not stuck with this in case you're doing this. And look at this growth. We'll get into the growth later, but look at how it expands over time. Over almost $1.3 million at 10% yield from just this amount of money here, less than $20 a day. That is insane. Okay, now let's get into the 3 ETFs that you need. We're going to start with 2. This is the first part. The first part of the strategy takes a long time. We're going to get into it. The 3 ETFs. ETF number 1, SPLG, coming in. It's S&P 500 ETF, one of my favorite ETFs. The top 500 biggest, largest companies in the United States. Think Apple, think Microsoft, think Nvidia, think Visa, MasterCard. Think of all these companies. All 500 are in there. And next is SCHG, large cap growth stock. It's my favorite growth. If you're gonna go growth, you cannot go with QQQ or QQM. You have to go with this. I will be explaining it right now. So SPLG expense ratio. What is the expense ratio? That's the percent you're gonna be paying for every year. So the lower the better, guys. So, and for example, its competitors like SPY, the most popular S&P 500 ETF, is paying 0.09. This is way less. You're going to be saving thousands of dollars. And the second most popular VU is 0.03. Even though it's 0.01 less, we save thousands of dollars in the long run because we're holding them for so long with the goal. Our goal is 30 years, a thick 30, which is a little hint there, which I'll be getting to later. SGHG, why do I like it so much? First of all, it's one of the cheapest expense ratios out there for a growth stock. This is amazing. Why? Because it's a screen. It screens. You see this 0.2 and 0.15? That's insanely high compared to 0.04. But why is it different? These two are for QQQ and QQM, which is the Nasdaq 100. If you guys don't know what the Nasdaq is, it's the top 100 technology stocks in the United States. So it takes the SPLG and takes the top 100 tech stocks like Nvidia, like Apple, like Microsoft. So those stocks are all in there. But the thing is, it doesn't screen for them. It just picks at random whatever the largest caps are. So SGHG, it screens for growth. So just because you're one of the largest tech stocks, that doesn't mean put you in there. It doesn't mean they'll put you in there automatically. You have to hit a growth meter. You have to have the right amount of growth and expected growth. So if you're expected to stop growing, it'll kick you out. You're getting all this actively managed, just like a mutual fund, like by manager, but you're paying basically nothing for it. And the longevity pays it off. If S&P 500, the average stock market return all time is around 10%. That's awesome. That's what we need. And SHG over its lifetime, 15% on the lower end, 16 on the high. That is insane, guys, for a growth ETF. 15% when the average is 10, but just for statistics' sake, for our whole experiment, we are going to use 10% as our benchmark for both of them, just to average it out. And for any of you guys wondering how much you should put half and half, we're going to put 50% in SPLG and 50% in SCHG for our whole portfolio. You don't have to worry about anything else. Half and half, you can set up automatic investments. You can look that up if you want to. Next, this is the stock market return. Even though I said 10%, it's been double the last 5 years. There's been times of bad and times of good times and bad times. You see this dip? That's maybe a market correction or maybe a recession like in 2008. But the longevity, it's at least it's gonna be 10% over time, guys. The longer you have your money in there, the better your health is gonna be. Same thing with SCHG, 131. That way outperforms the indexes and way more than 15 or 10% that I said. But we're just using as a benchmark. So as you can see, you can get way more money than what I'm going to use as benchmark to test this. But I'm just using it as an example. So the main way the more promotional way people use is to put your money in the market is called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is where you put money in over time. So you have to say you have $10,000 to put in. You just put a little bit over time, a little bit over time. But no, that is not, even though people promote that is not what we want to be doing. We're using statistics. So we use the most statistically accurate way, lump sum. It beats DCA 75% of the time on accurate. So what does that mean? What will we be doing? You have your automatic investments. You're gonna put $7,000 in for the year because you max it out. Then as soon as you put it in there, boom, put it in. Put half in SCHG, let it ride for the whole year. No waiting it out, no putting it in every $1,000 every 2 months to spread out it. You're putting it in all at once. Because even if you invest at market highs, most of the time when the market goes up, market highs makes new market highs. Market highs lead to more market highs. So that's why you don't have to worry about, because you have time and longevity. That's why we want 75% of the time lump sum wins. So obviously we're going to take the statistically correct approach for this one. So next, I have this little mark here to show we're going to go back here. So initial investment, let's do a little numbers. $7,000 is our initial investment, and I did the numbers here. It's $584 a month to get $7,000. So, and we're going to do this for 30 years. Sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. So for example, guys, I am 18 years old, so in 30 years, I won't even be 50. And the time to take it out is 59 and a half. I'm going to have a lot more money than this. But this is, for example, in case maybe you're in your 20s, 25s, 30s, if you only have 30 years to wait, I'm running numbers just for you. Expected rate of return, 10% on average. It could be 11, could be 15, but we're going to do 10 on the lower end. And let's calculate this together. 1.3, I'm pretty sure. Basically 1.3. We're going to round it up to 1.3 just because we are way undershooting numbers of what we are actually probably going to make. And for example, if you're like me and you have extra 10 years to grow your money, it can be 3 million. But just for the other people, we're going to be using 1.3 as a benchmark. That's what we're going to get in here. Our benchmark of 1.3. You can see the exponential growth once you pass 10K. Once you pass 100K, it exponentially grows up. It goes up. In 30 years, we'll have $1.3 million in from our half growth SCHG and half benchmark SPLG. So, with our average 10% return. And to reiterate, less than $20 a day. Time to sell. You heard it, guys. People will tell you never to sell. No. Once we reach this point, this benchmark, you can set your own benchmark. This is my benchmark. This is my plan. I'm going to do this in the future. I will be mapping it out on this YouTube channel. Everybody can see it. If you really want to post for a while, I'm going to build my following. But it's time to sell. Why are we selling? It's a Roth IRA, guys. Like I said, in a regular brokerage account, you pay 30% at least. 30% of this, I don't want to think about it. $300,000 in the drain. But with a Roth IRA, you don't pay anything. That's why we reallocate it. It's time to get our money, our cash out. That's why in the JEPQ, JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF, guys, it's like dividend investing on steroids. And this one isn't a crazy one. So what are we doing? You're having JEPQ. And the next, average 14% dividend rate. 14%, guys. So for every year, we'll be paying 14%, not into the growth of it, directly into our Roth IRA. And if we hit that 59.5, we can take it out tax-free. But wait, What if we don't hit 59.5 yet? Well, that's where the contributions come in. Remember when I said you can take out the contributions over a 30-year time period? You will have put in $217,000. So while you wait to be 59.5, you can take out $217,000 tax-free. You can start taking out with dividends. So what is dividends, guys? It's the money a money company pays you for holding it. And what this ETF does, it writes covered calls. Well, I won't get too into it, but basically it makes it less volatile while also giving you a higher dividend yield than it usually would. Like the average is probably 3% off a high dividend stock. We're getting 14, which is amazing, guys. 14 is amazing, and this is the amount of money we have. Putting this all in JEPI. This is just a benchmark. You could use a different one. For example, there's plenty of different dividend ETFs. This one has only been around for 2 years. But look, in the 2 years, I know it says 5, but in the 2 years, it's actually gone up. So you're getting the 14, but you're still not depreciating. It's an appreciating asset. It's going up. And you're getting the 14%. You're taking that out. Even if you hit the amount you can take out before taxes, you can go into other savings. Like you can take out another $10,000 for first-time home buyers or other different qualifications until you reach 59.5. And I'm sorry, $270,000 taking out for 59.5 is insane. So you can take advantage of all the loopholes in there. For example, this is the numbers we've been running. 14% at 1.3 million is $182,000 a year. On the lower end, 1.3 million is assuming 10%, even though our average is 10 and 15, which averages about 13.2% return or 12.2% return is what we're trying to get here, guys. And with my personal stock strategy, I'm trying to do more than that, which I'll get into later. But next, we're trying to go, I promised you $300,000 and $25,000 a year. So here it is. We're assuming we just get a little bit more than the average because we know we're smart investors and we can beat the we can beat the S&P 500. We can do it. And at 20%, why did I say 20% when WQ says 14? Well, because here's an example. Over 2 years, the 2 years, it'll take 2 years for you to get from 1.3 million to 1.5. Even if you just wait, let's say you get the average 10, if you wait 2 more years, but we're just gonna assume we made like 10.1%, and that's how we got to the 1.5 million. But example, MSTY is a dividend yield of 136.28%. That's unbelievable, and that's incredibly not safe. Why am I showing this to you guys? I'm showing it to you guys. It's possible to find something that gives you 20% dividend yield that is relatively safe, that will hold the longevity of your money, and it won't go down. For example, MSTY has actually held for the last 5 years. That's not realistic because it's gone up like so much. This is more realistic. In the year, it's going to go down 25%, 50% a year if you're going to get this much. Probably like it's probably going to go down almost 100% in a year, because of how much dividends is paying out. But the thing is, the example I'm using is you can get 20%. If there's 136% opportunities out there, you can get 20%. So here's the answer we have. $15,000 a month on the lower end, averaging 10% return. We're doing this is guaranteed. I can guarantee you this on the stock market. As long as the world doesn't end and the stock market goes to zero forever, which it's not going to happen, this is what you're going to get. Exactly. If you follow these steps, exactly. Your number. And here is what I'm trying to get. The expected return of what you can do if you just put a little more effort and a little more research and you do it the right way, the right investing way. Don't invest in international stocks. Don't invest in small caps. Just do in what works. And why does S&P 500? Why does that always prevail? Why does the growth stocks prevail? Because the winners win. Let your winners run. Large caps, the monopolies are on the top, and the top dogs eat the small fish. That's why. Reiterate the help of statistics. A Roth IRA. $25,000 a month, $300,000 a year, backed by statistics, for statistics, for investing, from investors, longevity, $20, less than $20, $19.1 a day is all you need. That's why whenever you see like YouTubers say, don't buy a Starbucks coffee, don't spend your money on lunch, this is why. Because they know the power of compounding interest. That's why my YouTube channel is Joshua Engel, Compound Investing, because I'm compounding over time. And my experience as an investor, I'm going a little bit riskier. I'm going to single stocks. I'm trying to outperform the 10. I don't want 10. I want more than 10. I don't want above the average. That's why if you really want to see the rest of my stocks, you can see his top 3 holdings. SPLG, of course I advocated for it, so I have to be holding it. There it is right there, 10%. It's not 50% because my strategy is a little bit different. If you want to see my portfolio and follow with the other 3,000 followers I hold and see the entire 31st stocks I hold, you can do it for free down below. Just click on Blossom. My Instagram's down if you want to message me, ask me a question, or comment below. Just please, if you made it this far in the video, like and subscribe. Share this video with everybody, because this is a life-changing video, life-changing experience for anybody. So I would just like to thank you for your time. I hope you can hit our goals. We both can hit our goals. You can message me anytime. I'm available. This is a small channel, so get in before it starts going, because I'm not gonna stop posting. And we're gonna head out. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.